Hi guys, I haven't made a video for a while, but I'm starting to, all of a sudden I got this random flood of requests. The Silent Hill Nurse's mask I made last summer, I believe. A lot of people have been wanting to learn how to make it. Not more than likely, more people have been wanting me to make a tutorial, and my answer is no. Unfortunately, I will not make a tutorial on it because I don't feel like wasting gelatin and having another mask laying around. I actually had a person tell me to make a tutorial, and I explained that to them, and they're like, oh, well, you can always sell it. And I said, oh, are you going to be willing to buy it? And they said, I don't have any money. Sorry if... No. Unless there's someone who wants to buy it and has a similar face to mine. I don't know what to tell you, because my face is the thing I made this on, so it's modeled after my facial structure. Like, if you're a person who's much larger than I am, and you have a bigger face, this isn't going to fit you. Or if you're smaller, this thing's just gonna hang and it's gonna look weird as heck. It even looks weird now without a face, and it kind of looks like a demented pancake. But anyway, I will be telling you, however, how I made it. Because it's a very simple procedure. I think you guys can handle it. So this is how it is without a face in it. Like I said, it looks like a demented pancake. With it on. One second. I have to hold my face up because it's not sticky. But yeah, I have a little hook under my chin area for it. You can kind of talk in this, except for when it's applied. It's actually very easy to breathe in. Anyway. Ta-da! So, this is made out of FX silicone. Why did I say silicone? I was working with silicone. It's gelatin. Don't get confused. It's gelatin. Sorry, I was working with silicone earlier. That's why my whole hair thing is... That's why I kind of look like a mess. Because I was working with stuff earlier and I messed up, and I'm like, I need to take a breather from this. I'm gonna do this video now. So, this is gelatin. FX gelatin. Gelatin. Don't let me confuse you there. I apologize. It's gelatin. And this is basically what it looks like when it's not anything. It's just a gelatinous blob. This actually was supposed to be part of a Splicer cosplay. No, not cosplay. Costume. Forget that. I'm not gonna say cosplay. Costume. Unfortunately, I messed up. But the best thing about gelatin is you can reuse it. You just gotta melt it down again. Now, what is gelatin? You know the stuff that makes Jello gelatinous? The powder? Do not go out, but please, do not go out and buy Jello and be like, I'm gonna make a mask and cook it and do all that stuff. Please don't. I actually had someone legitimately ask me and like try and ask me if this was like lemon flavored or something, or that's what I used. I said, no, it's not Jello. It's not that type of gelatin. This stuff is inedible. It has the same like base, the powder stuff that makes it a solid, but there are other chemicals involved with it. Mine's the chemical mixture stuff with the gelatin powder. Not like Jello. Not that, please. I'm not actually kidding. I did a makeup demonstration at my school last year, and somebody didn't get what my mask was made out of. They thought it was edible Jello. I'm like, no, it's not. Anyway, so it's gelatin. You can buy it. It comes in usually a bottle that you heat up. You can heat up, and it becomes sort of liquidy. There's cubes where you can melt down, and then what I have is the Jello base powder, and then several chemicals. I cannot think of the names off the top of my head. That you'd mix together, and then you heat it up. The biggest thing about gelatin is because it is used with heat, if you are very sensitive to burns, like I tried doing something on my boyfriend one time, like trying to make it look like his flesh was being teared apart. I put it on his skin, and he, like, winced. He ripped it off, and the whole area of his hand was, like, bright red. So, because he has very sensitive skin, I guess. So, it didn't work for him. So, if you have very sensitive skin to heat, like, especially with heat, or even just dry skin, I wouldn't recommend using gelatin. Got me saying Jello. Gelatin. Because you can't work with it when it's cold, because otherwise it's this. But you can't work with it when it's too hot, because then it's runny, and you will boil yourself to all heck. So, that's the biggest thing. You gotta know what temperatures you can handle. Do little tests on your hands, or even a dollop on your face where you're working, just a dollop. And if it's too hot, just rip it off. Or wipe it off. I have to wait a little bit, because my face is very sensitive. I had a little red here, because I put it on here to start, and it was really hot, and it was like, ah. So, that's the downside about gelatin. If you can't tolerate heat, it's not the best thing. Also, if you do the powder and the chemicals like what I have, if you have a very high-powered microwave, do it for intervals of 5 to 10 seconds, because I was derp and the instructions say 30 seconds. I put it in for 30 seconds on the first time I got this and mixed it together. I got this burnt, gelatinous mass of bubbles. It was the grossest smell I have ever had. Like, gelatin smells gross on its own when you heat it up, but that was just horrendous. It was like, oh, man. I couldn't get that smell on my nose or my microwave for a while. So, oh, I have silicone in my eyebrows. Sorry. Anyway, that made me lose my train of thought. So, yeah. It comes in little cubes, a little bottle, or chemicals where you mix it together and make this. Really good thing. Like I said, you can reuse this constantly. Like, I've heated this up 3-4 times. If you're careful, like in intervals after it's cooled off, not just like stick in the microwave over and over again. So, onto how I made the mask. After heating up the gelatin, testing it, making sure it was temperature safe for me, what I did was no, now thinking back, I should have done this is have like a map of the muscles and go with the grooves of that. But anyway, it's Silent Hill. It doesn't have to make sense. Their faces are all warped and meshy and bubbly and gross and awesome. So, what I did was I took my spatula and gelatin. Do not use plastic. It will melt. I wasn't paying attention, and I grabbed the plastic spoon, and I stirred my gelatin, and my spoon was kaputski. So, metal gets hot, which is the downside of it, so possibly I did have a wood spatula I ended up using. But once it started cooling down, the other one, it twirled. It was a spatula, so you could wrap the gelatin around it. And then you get a little ball on it. And what you do is you kind of just hold it over parts of your face, and then just let it drip down so it comes down in streams, and just drag it across your face. Like, if you have big blobs, that's okay, because I have some here and here. Then I even had some I spread out, like the area over my other eye, so I can kind of make out shapes in light. That's about it. So you do that over the face. And I did about 2 to 3 layers, because if you have really thin ones, it looks really bad, because that's what I had at the beginning. And then when you put it over stuff, it kind of just meshes together and blobs up, and it's really cool, the effect afterwards, which is how I got this. And it's really cool in the mouth area. I did very thin ones, until one got really big on my lip, like right here. Yeah, that's where my mouth is. So that's how I did it. It's kind of like taking paint, just dribbling it across, but in streams, and you just drag it all over your face. And then when you find you have the look you want, you're done. And the thing is, it sets on your face, so the first time you wear it, you don't need to adhese it? I think that's the adhese it to your face or anything. It's there. So then what I did was I colored it with like browns and some greens and yellows and blacks, and no, I didn't use black. Purple, some dark reds. I think there's actually even pink in here to highlight stuff. And then you find the little crevices or areas that have like bubbles, and you put black or even dried red. So then it looks like under this mass is like rotted flesh. I left a hole for my eye. Yes, I know nurses do not have eyes at all, but if you're doing this on your face, or if you want to be able to see, this is the best thing I can recommend. It's still kind of cool looking. So, yeah, that's what I did, and then you color in the area around your eye. Don't just do black. Please don't just do black, because unless you're like a charred, toasted hot dog or whatever, your skin isn't black. It would be like dark browns, reds, purples. And what I did to highlight areas on it, I put yellow, because yellow is a really gross color when you see it in rotting flesh. It kind of skeeved me out. I've seen some stuff, I'm like, why is there yellow there? It's like, ah. So yeah, you need to know highlights, lowlights, all that stuff of your face. And then, voila. That's what you get. And the best thing about this is when you peel it off, be very careful, don't just rip it off your face. But you want to make sure it's cured perfectly, and then you just slowly peel it off. And then you kind of look like Swiss cheese with all the holes and stuff with the dark, because the rest stays on the mask. And then you can reuse it. I recommend using Prozaid to adhere it. Spirit gum isn't too bad, but you gotta like dab it to activate it. It's a pain. And some people I know are more sensitive. So I have a friend, she can't use spirit gum on her face, so Prozaid is like the best, and it's also much stronger. So if you know you're gonna be wearing this for a while, Prozaid. So I hope that was a good explanation. This video is almost 10 minutes long because I'm annoying and I like hearing myself talk. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it enlightened you guys, and I apologize if you guys are like, I still don't understand what to do. That's the best you're gonna get. I could have not done anything, but hey, I'm a generous person. Anyway, I'll stop hearing my voice. So I hope, like I said, I hope that helped. I hope you guys have a great Halloween. I'm probably going to post a few more videos. I made one the other day, but because of Sandy, I couldn't work on it to mesh it together, make it look nice. So here it is. Happy Halloween. I'm probably going to be posting some other stuff later. And yeah, so bye.